All right, Hapsters, it's Jess. Are you ready for Feisty Jess today? Because I am coming at you. This episode is your kick in the ass, and I want you to listen to this episode every time you need one of those. Every time that you wake up and your brain is just dragging you down. This is not an episode that's meant to be used against you. I don't want you listening to this episode to avoid feeling a negative emotion. I know a lot of you guys do that. You're like, no, I just need to be positive all of the time. That's not what today is. I don't want you to use this episode to beat yourself up when you're truly in a transition that deserves self-compassion and rest and a giant hug. I'll do a different episode for that, okay? Because you'll have those days, even seasons, when you need self-compassion and rest. No, this episode is for when you've been indulging, for when you're 5 seasons into Grey's Anatomy for the 3rd time, or when you're almost at the bottom of the Boom Chicka Pop kettle corn bag. This is for when you're sick of your own shit, when you've been saying to yourself that you're going to schedule for weeks and then you still haven't, when you've been setting the same goal for a few months straight, but you haven't shown up to your plan, when you're so out of touch with your highest self that you don't even know where to start. You're so overwhelmed, you just say, fuck it, and start watching TikTok videos instead. This episode is for when you are ready. You're ready to get back to the you that inspires you because your brain likes to lounge. I get it. My brain likes to lounge too. Nothing wrong with you. It likes to luxuriate. Love it. Love that for us sometimes. But it prefers to be cozy comfy. It prefers not to hear the word no, ideally ever. But wearing a Snuggie and lollygagging to mediocre results again this month is not inspiring. And you deserve to feel inspired. Not by me, not by Brene Brown or Maya Angelou or Mel Robbins, by you. So you got ghosted by someone who said yes to working with you. So what? You have people to serve. You don't have time to wallow over that one person or those 5 people who haven't responded to you. You have people to serve in your future. You have people who are waiting for you to get over yourself. So you still haven't figured out reels. Where? Set a timer and go do it now. Or don't. Is a reel really going to get you that client today? I don't know. I don't do reels that often, and I have tons of clients. Maybe it's going to be something you want to learn, maybe not, but it's not the end all be all, okay? So there's 2 weeks left in the year when you're listening to this. Are you nowhere near where you wanted to be? So fucking what? This podcast isn't called Sincerely Past You or Sincerely the You that you thought that you'd be or even Sincerely the You that rolled out of bed today. It's called Sincerely Future You, and that bitch is fierce. She thinks your worries today are adorable. You know what she thinks about the current drama that your brain is spitting at you? She thinks, so what? So your daughter has RSV and your son's birthday party snuck up on you and you're sleep deprived and about 70K below your revenue goal that you set for this year. That's me, by the way. Those are real examples. So freaking what? This morning I was so tired and I went for a run. I knew that I had this hype episode on the books and I've had it on the books for almost a month now. And I pushed it 3 weeks in a row because I wasn't feeling particularly hyped or motivated myself. And I knew that if I was going to motivate you or motivate future clients, I'd need to inspire myself. And that doesn't come from me doing easy things. And it doesn't come from me doing the things that I just feel like doing today. It comes from doing the last thing that you freaking feel like doing. So I put on my hype playlist, go to the link in the show notes because I linked you, you're welcome, my Spotify playlist for the Hapsters for when you need to get pumped up. So what you're going to do is you're going to listen to this episode and then you're going to finish this episode and then you're going to put on that Spotify playlist. Okay. So I did that and I bundled up because it's 31 freaking degrees out. And I told my brain and my body that they could whine all they wanted. Cause you know what? When you have a baby and you're in that postpartum and your body is just sluggish and your brain is sluggish from sleep deprivation, I say, so what? We just have to run until our brain starts feeling inspired. That might only be a half a mile. And we did the damn thing today. And that's what you're going to do today. You got no sleep? So what? You self-sabotaged again? So what? You ran a webinar and nobody came? So what? What are you going to do about it today? Set a short goal. What can you create today? Can you create in this hour? What can you create in the next 5 minutes? Not just what can you do, but what can you do with the intention of creating a result? You are capable of every single thing that you desire. All those things on your vision board, all those things that you dream up and then you're like, oh, but I'm nowhere near. Who cares? So what that you're nowhere near it? You have to be at ground zero. You have to be at negative. You have to be at the place where we all start before you get there. When I tell you guys that I have been in the lowest of low, the laziest of lazy, I have been at that negative checking account balance, and I have been solo. I've been at that place where nobody believed in my vision, and I had to do that for myself, and it wasn't easy. And there were times when I wanted to give up, and there were times that I quote unquote did give up for a little while, where I just was like, I don't feel like it, forget about it, this isn't going to happen today. And we're going to have that times. Who cares? Brush your shoulders off. Don't beat yourself up for that. That was a part of my journey, and it's a part of yours. Exactly where you are today is exactly where you need to be to get to future you. Future you is all encompassing. Future you contains multitudes, as Walt Whitman likes to say. He says, it's one of my favorite Walt Whitman quotes. He says, so I contradict myself? Very well then, I contradict myself. I am large. I contain multitudes. And that is you. You can be lazy and also be a fucking rock star. You can be self-sabotagey and you also can be inspiring and motivating. You are all of the things. We all are. We're human beings. We're complex, and it's okay. So let go of the past and start connecting to your future. Like I said, you are capable of every single thing that comes to your brain. Your job is to just get out of your own way again and again, as many times as it takes. Are you lying on the floor right now, metaphorically or physically and actually? Good. Get up. I want you to stand up right now, whether you're sitting, unless you're driving. I want you to put your hands on your hips, chest out in Superwoman pose, and repeat after me. Future me, I'm coming for you. You and me, we're one. I've been lazing about, and I loved that for me. But now I mean business, because it's not over until I win. Listen to this episode as many times as it takes. Listen to it now. If you're listening to this the 50th time you've listened to this, good for you. You were made for epic things. Do the hard thing. Lean on whatever you have to lean on to take that next step. Do it quickly. Talk to yourself more than you listen to yourself today, because you're the boss of you. You know what's best. And I love you. Let's go.